Thought we had a good day today. A lot of competitive situations. Guys came out, back and forth practice, continuing to try to give them opportunities to compete with each other. Understanding situational awareness. I like the speed that I saw today. There's some explosive plays on both sides of the ball. You see the confidence that's starting to emerge in just what guys are being asked to do, and it's a good practice leading up into the scrimmage. And we have 6 days of work. With the spring break involved, in between that, I thought our guys responded well from Tuesday. I thought there were some, I mentioned after the practice, I thought there were some up and down moments. I really liked the spirit today, and you see the depth that is starting to be created. Guys are making plays when they're getting opportunities, and I think we're heading in the right direction in what we're wanting to see from a practice standpoint. Just have to continue to build on the consistency of that.
Have you had many games where you guys have thrown in the lately?
In my career, or since Florida State? It was a good day. You could see the timing, the rhythm, the quarterbacks, guys going and making plays when they have the opportunity to. But when you put in that kind of work, and you see the confidence starting to really develop, and that's what we need. That's what we expected. Some of the young guys that are really developing and coming on. Some of the older guys that are becoming more consistent, and obviously some of the newcomers have shown that they're here for a reason, and what they brought to a position, and how that's rising. Everybody at those spots. It's good.
Jarvis's decision to enter the transfer portal, or if you have a conversation with him?
Oh yeah. We wish Jarvis all the best in his future decisions, and where he goes. And appreciate all the work he put in when he was here.
Personal groupings, are you guys just kind of going with what you had in mind going in the spring, or change made personal groupings after you see how these guys perform in the spring?
Yeah, it's an ever-moving process. As you look at the depth, the rotations, trying to find, what are the strengths of the team, of offense, defense. Where are the areas that you can maybe expand in a grouping, or maybe even create a new grouping based off of the talents that you have. That will not all be done in spring. I want to keep. I don't want to get to where it's a game plan, specific. I want to be very, based in our foundation of fundamentals. Let guys show what they can do, and then as we finish up, we'll be able to go back and evaluate all aspects, and then get more into that as we get rolling into the fall.
Like you mentioned depth a couple of times, is that emerging, distinguishing itself in a couple of positions, or is that kind of across the board?
Yeah, I do think it's across the board, and when you have competition, at spots, at those spots, and we have a lot of guys returning, just within our football team. And then you add 23, newcomers, and some of the freshmen are really showing up at all spots. Omar Graham at linebacker is a guy that I haven't really talked a whole lot about, but I really like what I'm seeing. The two are at the three freshman defensive linemen, Dante Daniel and Bishop. Those guys are be really good players. I've got a lot of confidence in what I'm seeing in them. As the newcomers that have come in, both the corners, Azaria and Sam have been made plays there. Sam had a pick today that was great to see, and you couple that with the experience that's coming in, the transfers, the development of the guys that were on the team last year. It's what we need, and I like the steps we're taking.
When the offense and defense are going back and forth like that, how does that raise the bar of what the team can accomplish?
Well, you want competition every day, and you don't want one side just to dominate a practice or a phase. There's going to be those ebb and flow of a practice if you have a chance to be a very competitive team. And so I thought our guys, they did a good job. It was good to see. Some guys made some very challenging plays. It was was impressive. Impressive practice from the speed that I felt on the field, just in really the way the guys were encouraging and challenging each other. I thought we got better.
Micah isn't the biggest kid in the world. How do you explain being a former receiver how he makes these contested catches?
He's got great body control. Tremendously strong hands. And there's a will and desire. He believes he's going to. He's got a great balance of confidence and humility. He's willing to do some of the dirty work. And that's where you give him an opportunity. And if he goes out there and makes the plays, you tend to give guys more opportunities. But he's got tremendous body control, and he's very very focused on the ball throughout, no matter what's going on around him. So he's got a great skill set.
With Tate seeming to play better and better each day, how important is a scrimmage where it's like a game-like atmosphere to see if he can take it from a practice to a game type?
We've had some series that we've been kind of rolling through in some of these practices. So I'm excited to see where everything's off and he just gets to go. We've really tried to put that on the quarterbacks in the practice setting. So I expect him to go play well. I expect all three of them to play well, and as well as Gino. He gets his reps and opportunities. But I like what I'm seeing from that position, and there's still learning experiences. But Tate's playing like I expected him to play. I've had a lot of confidence in what he would do, and as he's growing, and you feel his confidence, and he's owning the offense. And same thing with Jordan and AJ, for as young as he is, what I like is when you coach him on something, it gets fixed, and he understands the game. He understands what we're asking him to do. He just needs the repetitions of doing it. But I thought he had some really good plays as well. So like I said, we have to get better. Scrimmage is going to give them a different opportunity in the stadium. Everybody off the field operating just as a game. But we try to create that anyways throughout the practices. Yeah, I'm excited about what I've seen from him, and he's a guy that hasn't been talked a lot about the last couple of years, because he has faced some true adversity, just physically, things that he had to battle through, probably as much as maybe anybody that we've had. He just continued to work, continue to believe. You're seeing the growth. He's got great size, agility. Can run. He's going to battle, and he's one of those guys that, even if a play doesn't work out well for him, he's locked into the next play to go learn from the mistake and go make the next one. And he's got the right mentality, and I like what I'm seeing from him.
Coach, with Ja'Kai, what have you seen from him so far through the spring, and then what do you think about his development as a receiver?
I like him. He's making plays. He showcases great speed. His ball skills, is just confidence in the finer details of route running. He's a guy that we need to be a playmaker for us, and he's shown the ability. Now it's the consistency of showing up day in and day out, being able to be a go-to type of player. But I think he's done a great job.
Yeah, and what do you really like about his positional versatility? How useful is that?
No, it's great. He's got speed. He's good with the ball in his hands. He's a vertical threat, and all the things you like in a playmaker.
You guys coming right off the field in Lebanon and looking at one of the screens, kind of seeing what they did to play, with a mistake they made, something they did well. How valuable is that instant feedback you think for them, where they're not waiting hours to maybe see that play again?
It's good, and you don't have to Bruce Warwick, our chief of staff, that's something that he had the idea and thought of, from just things that he had done, been around in the NFL, and we try to see how we can best implement it with the tempo of how we practice. And we spent a lot of time of trying to make sure that we're utilizing the resources as best as possible. But it's definitely been a good addition.
Will the scrimmage be heavy on situational, or should play?
This will be situational scrimmage. There's certain things I want to put guys in, challenging positions on both sides. The second scrimmage will be more of a real flow of a game, and so we'll go from there.
How would you compare where Malik was last season to where he's at now?
You had true freshmen come in at the play, as much as he played, kind of learning on the run. You see this really positive steps, and his confidence with his body, with the routes, the details. he's playing more like a veteran. And for a guy that's going to be a true sophomore, I mean, it's exciting for what the future holds for him. And he's making plays when he gets opportunities to make them. So you're going to continue to push. And like I said, a lot of competition. So it's guys have to show up every day.
All right, thank you. You mentioned you wanted Kobe to learn how to practice.
No, you got the question out. He was slow. He didn't even give anybody a warning. So we're going to continue to roll with it. Is this the last question?
Last question.
Okay, thank you so much.
You mentioned you wanted to see kind of Kobe. You had to learn how to practice when you first got here. Where is he at now in terms of just being a really good player?
Well, I'll say this: Pokey has been, he's been available in practice probably as much as anybody. Like, there's been the last couple of years. I mean, he's been very steady for us. It is the response to situations that I think that he's continuing to grow with, and I like what I'm seeing. I mean, he's an older player. He's been a productive player. He's had his moments, but just working that on consistently making those plays and just bringing it every day. It's he still had his moments where we can have coachable opportunities, but I really like what I'm seeing from him. All right, that was the last question.